Welcome to part 5 of my Let's Play of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
No matter where we go, all we see are ruins. How can this be our future?
How could it come to this?
Could it be true? If I eliminate that guy, will our world be saved?
The day of disaster. Here are my records of this event. This was when Iblis was freed, and his flames were released into the world. And you have this person to blame.
I see it! So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Blue hedgehog.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the Iblis trigger was alive. What the? Who was that guy? He looked just like Shadow.
This is terrible! According to the data, the princess died when she was kidnapped by Eggman. Apparently, Eggman's battleship exploded. The date of this incident was 2 days after the Festival of the Sun.
If we don't return in time, Elise will die on board Eggman's battleship. That means...
Yeah, I think so.
I forgot to lower the volume for Crisis City. Damn it.
You guys are so slow. Look.
A Chaos Emerald! You've already found
Thank
one!
you, Tails.
Well now, I may not look it, but I'm a real treasure hunter. Unlike a certain echidna I know.
What? Heh!
Have you guys discovered anything?
Yeah. I received a signal indicating there's a Chaos Emerald here, but...
You mean we've got to go through there?
If you don't like it, you can stay here.
You've got to be kidding.
Don't be late. Same to you.
What an odd conversation they have there. Flame Core, aka Red Mountain. But thankfully this stage is pretty different from Red Mountain, and it's really only the first part. No, actually I'd say both of them are similar to Red Mountain. The second half of Red Mountain anyway, but overall I do prefer this over Red Mountain. So we at least have that. And I also really do love this stage of music as well. Right, now we could go through the loop, but we can also jump over this wall and take a shortcut and land on the Meteor that you can't see coming. That was annoying in Meteor Herd, it's annoying here. That is more annoying. Let me lower the volume. Sorry about that. Otherwise I will be deafening all of you. Alright, again, we didn't even land on that pillar. In fact, we're not even standing on anything. And that also allows us to not defeat the enemies. I do apologise for that pause there. I was trying to lower the volume because I'm stupid. What do you want? It's my first try. Well, since it's part 4, it's like part 5. It's like the second try, but... ignoring that. Alright, new enemies. Watch out for these geezers, which I'm failing to do. Iblis golems. They can, as you've seen, throw giant rocks at you, which do have large hitboxes. Be careful if you're attacking them while they're still carrying it. They also have a shockwave attack. Their weak spot is on their head, so after performing an attack, sometimes 2 attacks, they will reveal it. I don't know why, and that is what you need to hit. It will temporarily stun them, and you have to wait for it in order to defeat them with silver. For reasons I'll get into when we play as silver. Oh, this bit of the music right here. Ooh, just had enough range. I really recommend you listen to this soundtrack. It is absolutely phenomenal. Still prefer Crisis Cities, but this, I really do love this track. Where did that rock come from? I thought he was standing on nothing for a minute there. The crate's pop-up was a bit delayed. Yeah. Flame Core is... See what I mean? There's no shockwave warning for that. Flame Core is where the levels start to get a bit lengthy for Sonic. For the most part, Sonic stages aren't too bad, but I will say, if you thought that Sonic Heroes had some long stages, wait till you play this game. Some of the stages in this game can go on forever. Alright, there's Meteors here as well. I would say watch out, but whether or not you get hit by one is pretty much luck. Ah! Alright, the lava will also give Sonic's jump. I don't know why they do that. Grab a ring. I have been hit by meteors there. Alright, thankfully we can use the light speed dash to gain a few shortcuts. Yeah, if you attack it here, it will drop the rock. Ow! It will drop the rock when it dies, and the hitbox for the rock is a bit big. Ugh. Ooh! But grab the dash ramp, and we now head into the second part of the stage. Would have loved it if the volcano erupted right as Sonic jumps in. But it doesn't, so we now get to explore the interior of the volcano. Which is certainly a bit of a longer stage. In fact, Flame Core is the longest stage in the game, I think. When you're playing as Silver, it's the longest stage in the game, and it can easily take you a good 20 minutes. I can complete most of Sonic Heroes stages in 12 minutes at the max, when I'm not doing some of the extra missions. But this game, it doesn't help that the characters go really slowly. Some of the stages just take an eternity to do because of it. Sonic's longest stage is his last one. The last stage tends to be the longest for all the characters. And the result being is that they take forever. You know, Sonic's longest stage is actually more of an average length for Shadow and pretty short for Silver. But anyway, we got invincibility, which doesn't defeat the enemies in the slightest. But we do get to listen to his world. Sometimes the music will have one little extra note, I'm not sure what you call it. And sometimes it doesn't, I don't know why. But the invincibility actually lasts longer than the music does, so be aware of that. Sonic's the only one that actually glows when using it. So if you're playing with Shadow or Silver, it is there, you just can't see it. But you should still be able to hear the music. I did not know you could activate them like that. Just homing attack the Iblis Biter into it. You can homing attack on some of these switches. When items are on the ground, being these switches and the occasional item box, Sonic can homing attack them, but it will sort of push him when he does it. So just his momentum will keep going when he lands, so just be aware of that. And we are now in control of Knuckles. This may look familiar, but I can assure you, this is not Sonic Adventure. This is not Sonic Adventure 2. Why did I get hurt during my attack there? Knuckles is painfully slow. He has a shockwave attack that you can do it in the air, which is that can kill you a lot. I'm not even holding that direction. Knuckles is just choosing to go that way. Right, we need to light up all of these orbs by punching them. They only stay on for so long, so chances are I'm not going to be able to get them all straight away. But this is Knuckles' top speed. The only way to go fast is to glide, which feels unnaturally heavy in this game. Knuckles' glide is really heavy. Ow. Not as heavy as Tails is falling when he gets tired, but yeah, your glide really heavy in this game. You can still climb walls. The difficult part is getting off of the walls. Because Knuckles and Rouge like to get stuck to the walls. I don't know why. But you can get stuck on the walls for ages. I've heard horror stories of it being up to 10 minutes. Well, I think 3 minutes is probably how long it lasted. There you see, the first one is turned off because I took too long. Probably means they're going to need to get all of them again. Let's see, there we go. And it was already on the other side of the door. Ugh. By the way, you can use Knuckles to clip through the wall. I never thought about doing that, but yeah, Knuckles can clip through the wall. And as long as you get the checkpoint... As long as you get the checkpoint, you can actually finish the stage with Knuckles. It's the only way of seeing Knuckles' victory animation. Because Knuckles never finishes the stage. He's the only character where that's the case. So that's the only way of seeing his victory animation in his quotes. Oh, I could have destroyed the Iblis Taker. Not the Iblis Taker, the Iblis God. Oh, what? Sonic, you went into your Lightspeed Dash animation there, but you never did it. There we go. Knuckles doesn't even have an animation for going through that hoop. And you will still hear Sonic's quotes if you do this as Knuckles. Oh, I lost all my rings at the end of the stage. I died a few times there. No, I didn't. What am I saying? I didn't die. I was Crisis City. No, that's not enough. Oh! What I needed was about 10 rings.
No sweat.
Damn it. Oh well. We still got a lot of rings. Sadly, it's not enough to get all of Sonic's power-ups. It's the same medal you gave me the first time. Why do you need to do it again? I don't want to save, in case it goes wrong.
I found a Chaos Emerald.
Don't touch it!
Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Don't touch it!
What? What's this?
Alright. We now have another boss fight. This is Iblis. This is the reason that Silver was trying to kill Sonic. For a giant worm that just looks like a bigger version of the worms we've already fought. Thing is, this is actually known as Iblis Phase 2. I'm guessing it's to avoid confusion due to the fact that he's like the third boss of Sonic's story, as opposed to being the first and last one for Silver. But I always took it that this is actually like Iblis's first form, and then what we face with Iblis Phase 1 is actually his second form. You know, if Iblis keeps coming back every single time Silver destroys him, so he's not technically destroying him, then maybe this is actually Iblis's form every time that happens. So this is like Phase 1, then what we see later is Phase 2, and then Iblis Phase 3 is Iblis Phase 3. Anyway, if you abuse Sonic's invincibility frames, you can get up here, you can light up these orbs, and you can actually make this boss fight considerably faster. Make sure you jump off the platform. And I love that camera angle. That happens with all the big bosses in this game, but I love it particularly with this one. Right. Iblis does like to do a little dance there. You won't be hit by those, don't worry. Those create the platforms. Now what you're supposed to do is just wait for Iblis to create a load of platforms. But I don't want to do that. Alright, if I can get this orb, he should charge right for me. Yep, that saves time. There are times where Iblis will just like to jump at Sonic. I don't know why. I love that camera angle. It's a shame it does last a little bit long due to the spring being there, that very convenient spring. But I just love that camera angle. Right, he will also throw rocks at you. Be aware of that. Ooh, can I do it again? Oh, this bit right here. Da, 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 da. Love the boss theme here. So the music that plays for Iblis Phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 has a similar but remixed version. When you have to face against a similar boss, like he's in another form, it might have different music, but it's still the same tune. So Iblis has two pieces, one that plays for Phase 1, one that plays for Phase 2. Mephiles has 2 different pieces that are similar to each other. We have one that plays for the Egg Cerberus, one that plays for the Egg Genesis, and another that plays for the Egg Wyvern, which is based off of Eggman's theme. But the themes themselves are still pretty similar. Oh no, I'm gonna die! Ooh! It's a good thing I can homing attack onto those, which I did not know I could do. Ah, now I'm dead. And cut!
Hey, what's wrong? Is that size just for show?
Okay, so off screen there, I suffered yet another death, a rather unfair one at that. But we're here. Let's do this the legitimate way now, because I'm worried that something's going to happen again. This phase is a little bit different. You need to wait for Iblis to charge at you, and he'll destroy all of the rocks. That should eventually stun him. I don't know what Iblis is doing there, but you still need to hit the lights in order to get him over here. Oh, these rocks! Ah. The amount of time it seems to take Iblis to actually attack seems to vary, which is quite annoying. Alright, just jump along all of the platforms. I can never really be sure where Iblis is going to appear. Thankfully, he's appeared right in the middle. Let me attack his eye. And that's the end of the boss fight. We have to do that fight with Sonic and Shadow. It never changes. It's probably the most boring fight in the game. If you abuse your invincibility frames on the lava, you can end the boss fight much faster. Sadly, it doesn't really work when you're doing it in a boss attack DLC, but it does work here. So if you want to defeat this boss quickly, do it the way I've showed you. Only don't die, and don't suffer from any unavoidable deaths either that shouldn't have happened. But you can get a massive time bonus doing so, and you can get the S rank no problem. Meaning 2 more silver medals to add to the collection. How many silver medals are actually in this game? Not silver medals. Actually, how many silver medals are in the game? But how many gold medals are there? I wish to have an answer, because there is a lot of them. And whatever number it is, it's then multiplied by 3, plus the ones for the final story, plus the ones for the extra stage in Sonic's level. So that's a lot of medals. There are also bronze medals in this game, but they simply exist for certain town missions. You never have to collect them within the stages themselves.
Chaos Control!
Where did the emeralds go? I wonder what Shadow's looking at. Find out in Shadow's story.
Looks like we made it back in one piece.
Where did Shadow and Rouge go? Did they appear someplace else?
Those two can take care of themselves.
That little bit of text can be read, and it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. I don't remember what it said, sadly. Collect information about Elise. Well, let's see. She got kidnapped, we rescued her, she got kidnapped again. That about sums it up. So she's not in White Acropolis anymore. She's on the move, so we need to go after her. Again. So we can rescue her. Again. Where, spoiler warning, she gets kidnapped. Again. It's like the entire history of Princess Peach and the entire Mario series summed up in one game. Which is just annoying. This guy has the only town mission where you need to use 3 characters. It's kind of odd. Alright, if we go over here, we can now get the best attack in the game. The Bounce Bracelet, returning from Sonic Adventure 2. And I think this is the only power-up you can actually see Sonic wearing. You can see it on his wrist. I think it's the only time that ever happens. But with that said, folks, next time we meet up, we're heading into Radical Train. So, I'll end this part just by showing you how you're supposed to get into it. The guards won't let you in, again. So instead, we need to jump onto this thing. Doing so, we can, destroying it again, we can get in and out and in and out. I'm surprised there's no loading screens between all of these. Do that. And now we can jump into the mirror.